Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to transition into Jeepers Creepers. Before we
Hmm.
jump right into film or character questions, I noticed that some guy named Francis Ford Coppola was executive producer of that film. Like he's directed some pretty famous films. Can you talk about? I actually literally just got done watching The Outsiders before we recorded this, so that's kind of cool. But
That's
um,
cool.
can you talk about meeting him and working with such a legend?
Well, first of all, the very first call I ever got to audition, they really didn't say anything. And I'm sure we'll get to it at some point in the conversation tonight. But they said, one of the first things my agent said was, Francis Ford Coppola is, and I was like, okay, what time? Like, where I got to be, right? And I couldn't believe that they wanted to see me for a Francis Ford Coppola produced movie at the time. But man, it was such a thrill. He came to the set a couple times, and I've never really gotten starstruck that much, but I remember not really being able to pull two words together. Couldn't string two words together in front of the guy. I was just so kind of in awe of the guy. We had lunch together one day, and I can't remember anything I said. I'm sure it wasn't very intelligent, but he was very, very nice. He said, some really big actors started in makeup, and that's really true. And he was involved in the script, in developing the script with Victor, and he was involved in cutting my one line that the creeper had. I don't know if you knew that. At one point in time, I had a line actually in the first movie, and Victor said one day, he said, "Okay, Francis said we got to cut your line." It's like, "Oh, come on, man!"
Oh man.
And he said, "It's Francis Ford Coppola. Come, what are you going to do?" And I was like, "Okay, no, you're right." So Francis is right.
True.
So he
Right.
cut my line, but no, it's just, I mean, it's just an honor working with him. He came to the set one day with his brother Augie, when Augie was still alive, and that's Nick Cage's dad. And it was cool getting to meet those guys, talk to them.
That's
So
awesome.